Hey guys, what's happening? We're over in the flats messing around with some compost today. We're gonna check out the leaf mold leaf compost we've been making for the past year. And that's what's going on at Noah's house. Hey guys, oh, excuse me. It is a brisk fall day. It is like November 5th, I do believe. And each year I have a little bin that I collect, not all my leaves because the bin would be as big as my house. I collect a lot of leaves and I pile them up and I put them in there and I make leaf mold, leaf compost. I'm really not sure what you want to call what I make, but some really good stuff. And last year I did change it up a little bit. I'll leave a card or a link to the video, what I did last year. You guys can check that one out. But I'll spin you around and I'll show you what we're going to do today. The wheelbarrow. Now this I've already dug up a little bit around the sides. Boy, look at that stuff. That's some prime looking stuff. So here's what I'm talking about. And it's just some chicken wire and I got some posts in the ground and I just pack it tall with leaves and just let it do its thing. Now what I did last year, so I was having a problem with the bottom. It was just getting real nasty and hard and didn't seem to break down. So I had some extra metal, built it, and I put the thing on top of metal. Well, this is what I've noticed. Everything does not seem to have completely broken down the way it normally does. I still see a lot of brown stuff in there, and messing with it, you know, poking it throughout the summer, I didn't seem to have as many worms as I normally have. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pop these out somehow. I was already trying. They're in there pretty good. I put them in with a sledge, so I might have to come up with something with a jack to get them out. And I'm gonna dig that stuff out. I'm gonna make the call on whether I'm gonna use it as is in some beds. Maybe I'll mix it in, some of it in with this mushroom manure, mushroom compost that I bought. But I don't know. And I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull that metal out and I'm gonna go back to my original way because this just didn't seem to break down the way I wanted to. Let me get you back. So I'm gonna work on getting them out. You guys have a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. It's a little brisk out here today. Although we're gonna get in the mid 50s, almost 60. And I'm gonna dig around and see what I come up with. Once I get that off and everything, we'll take a look and I'll make that decision of maybe I'll sift it or put it in with that mushroom manure. I don't know. I have to see what it looks like once I start digging around. But I do think I'm going to take that metal off. So give me a sec, which to you will be literally a sec. And I'm going to try to get that stuff out of there. Whew. Okay, guys, I got that cage off. I'll show you that. This is all the cage is. It's just some old rods in the ground. But holy crap, was it in there? So I'll spin you around. I'm going to show you what we have in here. I don't know. I think this stuff this year I might be putting right over in the compost bin because that's going to be some really good stuff to just keep breaking down. I'll show you. So upon further inspection, we have a lot of mushrooms in there. Now, I'm not a huge fan of mushrooms, so I don't really eat them. So I would never attempt, can't focus, there we go. I'd never attempt to actually eat these things. But we do have a bunch of mushrooms. Now, this is kind of what I was talking about. I'm trying to hold everything. Oh, look at this. That's a pretty big one. If anybody knows anything about mushrooms out there, you can comment. Tell me if they're like real eaten mushrooms or like toadstools or something. But see that right there? See this? Those are just matted up leaves that never broke down. They never composted. I'm sure the center of this. Ooh, yeah. Hey, more mushrooms. I'm sure the center of this, if I dig down in there, it's super sticky. It's not like it usually is. So, yeah, I don't know. I mean, you guys can smack me a comment down below and give me your thoughts on this if you'd like. Even if you don't like. Ooh, oh man, that's cold, I'll tell you that. spin you around without getting my phone all dirty. So, what I'm thinking is, I'm gonna dig all that out, get it in the wheelbarrow. I'm gonna take it just behind you to my compost bins, and I'm gonna load up the bin that I'm gonna be loading up all winter. I'm gonna mix some around in there, because I think this stuff needs to break down more, and I think this will help that bin out up there a lot. So, I'll show you a little bit doing that, and I'll show you what that bin's looking like now. Actually, I'll walk over there now because I just put a pumpkin in there and it looks kind of funny. Like I said, I'm gonna probably put it in. I've been using some homemade compost. I'm gonna pop it in there, especially to cover up the pumpkin, because deer and squirrels and stuff really do like compost. Or compost, they like pumpkin. And that'll stop them from digging in there a little bit. I think I'm gonna dig that up, wheelbarrow it up. I'm gonna pop it in there, and I think I'm gonna take that metal up because I don't think it did what I thought it was gonna do. I'll show you that in a little bit. Okay guys, I'm about 3/4 probably. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about. Like I said, I put that metal down there and it didn't have that ground contact. Usually the worms come up and everything. This stuff is usually like a sifted, grainy, wonderful medium. It's like soil. I'm gonna bring you in here and I'm gonna show you what I have. I'm none too happy. So this is more or less what I have now. It is just a matted, leafy, wet. I mean, look at that. That's how it's coming out. I'm kind of breaking it up as it comes, but see that? It's like mud almost. And a lot of stuff that's not broken down. So, coming over here, don't mean to get anybody dizzy. I got a good, probably 2 wheelbarrow loads in here, maybe 2.5. And then I start thinking, man, this is definitely enough in here, because if I dig down until I get into the, you can see some paper and stuff in there. So this is probably 6 inches, which it's gonna break down. I don't want to put any more on there. I might even put too much. I'll make that decision. I have this empty bin, so I'm gonna fill this empty bin up with this. And as I mess with this throughout the winter and turn stuff into it, I can grab some out of here and put it on top. Plus it's gonna dry out and break down in this bin by itself. Maybe I just leave it in there and turn into it, what have you, in spring. I'm not really sure, but good thing about having a 3-bin system, I mean, I'm not Charles Dowding here or anything, but I do make some compost. This I'm gonna keep an eyeball on. You know, maybe I'm gonna mix some stuff in there. Oh, I got that nasty hand again. Get it on my phone. But that's the leaf mold, leaf compost fail for 2023. Like I said, I built this pile last year, around this time last year when I'm moving leaves, and I stack them up, put them in there and put them in the cage. In the last couple years I did this, and you can look back in the compost playlist if you'd like. You can see when it works out good, and sometimes I let it too long, which is why I tried the metal base, but I don't think the metal base worked as good as I thought it was going to. If you're still here at this point in the video, like, subscribe, share the videos around. No one ever makes it this far into the videos. But I'm gonna get going on this. I'm gonna get that dumped in there, because I'll show you real quick. We got a lot of leaves on the ground. I got huge piles over there and up there and over there. So it's time to rebuild this pile for 2024. Well, hey, from the compost bins, playing with some nasty leaf compost, I'm Noah. Thanks for stopping by.